I'm with Manuel Abu Ali from Middle East Christian Aid. Now, Manuel, what is Middle East Christian Aid?
Paul, thanks for having me here in the studios. It's great to be with you here in Bethlehem. Middle East Christian Aid is a Christian interdenominational organization that started last year. And we really started this organization because of the lack of Christian organizations in some of the areas that we've been working in.
And when were you founded and why were you founded?
Middle East Christian Aid was founded last year, and pretty much we saw a great need in different Christian communities in the Middle East. And there was a lot of talk on social media, a lot of people talking, a lot of people complaining. And I saw myself as one of these people. I saw myself writing posts on Facebook, complaining about the situation, but actually doing nothing. And so I said to myself, you know what, we can't just sit here, complain about the situation. We have to start doing something about it.
And from that complaining, something was birthed.
And something was birthed, exactly. And I mentioned this vision to a few of my friends. And a lot of other people sort of got this call and sort of joined in this ministry. And we took our first trip to Jordan to help aid Christian refugees that have fled from ISIS.
And is it just Christians that you minister to, or do you minister to Muslims as well in the community?
Well, at the moment, our main focus is on the Christian persecuted church here in the Middle East because they are the most persecuted. And a lot of organizations are supporting other religious groups, but not necessarily the Christian community. So we feel called to minister to the church, the Christians here in the Middle East, our family. But of course, we do also give to different religious groups sometimes if they're in need.
Now, all over the Middle East, where do you visit?
At the moment, we've been working in Palestinian territories, and East Jerusalem. We've had a few events in Jerusalem. We are giving out food baskets in Bethlehem, especially for widows and people with no income really. We also have been going into Jordan in the most difficult areas where we have been aiding Iraqi and Syrian refugees that have fled from Iraq, from Syria.
And what sort of emergency aid do you provide for people?
At the moment, we've been providing food, really, just the essentials of everyday life. And most recently, on our last trip, we've been giving out heaters as well because of the cold that they face.
Now, you visit refugees in Jordan. What's it like going to visit a refugee?
Pretty much the Christian refugees fled from Iraq, fled from the communities in Syria, and Jordan opened their doors to receive them. And many of them went into the camps but found themselves not even safe in the camps. So what happened was they had to leave the camps and try to rent small apartments. And most of these apartments are unfurnished, they're cold, and these refugees just fled with really nothing but their clothes on their back, with no money, no nothing. They left everything behind, and even some of them escaped with no shoes. So there's a few organizations that have been, in the beginning, helped them to get into apartments. Something you have to know is a lot of these refugees pretty much fled with nothing but their clothes. Some of them were able to drive off with their cars to a location in northern Iraq, Erbil. And what happened was they sold their cars, some of them for half price, just to afford the plane ticket into Jordan. After Jordan opened their doors for the Iraqi refugees, a lot of them started going to Jordan. And so once they reached Jordan, they were put into camps. But these camps were not even safe for the Christians there because in these camps there was different terrorist organizations. They ran from one thing and found something else. Another danger. And so they started renting out small apartments And a lot of these apartments have no furniture whatsoever. They're cold. And in the summer, when we were there, we were visiting the families, and it was one family in each apartment. On my last trip, which was a few days ago, looks like the situation is getting really worse because there's 2 or 3 families in one apartment. They're not able to pay the rent. The situation is getting harder. And so what we do is we visit the families. We give them food. We give them heaters. We talk to them. We hear their stories. We pray with them. And we show them that we care. They need to know that someone cares. Christians in the West, Christians in other countries, we tell them that we are one family and we care for them and we pray for them and we stand with them.
What sort of stories are some of these people coming back with?
The stories are very horrific. You know, these people lost everything. They lost their homes. Some of them lost some family members. And some of them walked 21 days just to get to the airport, barefoot even. And we've met some that were kidnapped even, and they were asked for a ransom.
And in the future, you're planning to do some summer camps with them?
Yes, right now we're planning this coming summer. We're planning to rent out a school in Jordan, and what we want to do is have a summer camp, a Christian summer camp for the refugees there that have no programs. Many of them aren't going to any schools. We want to be able to bring them all together, minister to them, and we're hoping that we can get 200 to 300 kids in this summer camp.
Yeah. How do Christians feel spiritually in the Middle East at the moment?
To be honest, we went to the refugees to encourage them, but they encouraged us. Their strong faith, not to deny Christ. You know, they lost everything they owned. They just lost everything, and yet they showed so much faith. Some of them, there was a gun pointed at their head, convert or die, and a lot of them did die for the faith. And so it's very encouraging to see Christian heroes, really.
How do you get your support? Is it from Christians from around the world helping Christians here?
We really live by faith, and we're very thankful for just different people around the world that have been supporting us, showing their love for the Christians in the Middle East. We're very thankful for their support.
Do Christians around the world support Middle East Christians?
The word Middle East Christians is really not that known. Although the Middle East is a cradle of Christianity, not many people know that Christians exist here in the Middle East. When they think of Middle East, they immediately assume that everyone is Muslim here. And but slowly we're teaching people about the Middle Eastern Christians, and we are one family, and that is something that we all have to know, that whether you're in France, you're in Italy, you're in Zimbabwe, or in Iraq, we're all one family, and we should look after each other.
And why do you do what you do?
I do what I do because I feel called to the Middle East, Christians. The people in the Middle East, the Christians of the Middle East are my people. I'm originally Palestinian. And so I feel called to be with the persecuted church in their greatest time of need, which is right now.
And what's your prayer for the Middle East?
Well, it's so sad to see the Middle East being wiped out of its Christian heritage. You know, Christians have been in the Middle East since the time of Christ. And it's so sad to see villages, just 70 to 100,000 people just wiped out, zero left in some areas in Iraq. And our prayer is that the Christians remain here as salt and light in the Middle East.
And you have a Facebook page for people who'd like to know more. What's your Facebook page?
You can find out more about us on our Facebook page, facebook.com/MECAID, AID. And you can stay posted to all our news, our photos. We need your support. We need volunteers. We need people on the ground. So check out our Facebook page and be in touch.
Okay, Manuel, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me, Paul.